As the white smoke rose above the Sistine Chapel on May 8th, 2025, the world welcomed a new spiritual leader of the Roman Catholic Church, Pope Leo XIV, formerly known as Cardinal Robert Francis Prevost. His election marks a historic milestone, being the first American-born pontiff and one whose life has been deeply shaped by both Western and Latin American pastoral experience. As Pope Leo XIV begins his pontificate, many Catholics and observers alike are asking, what can we expect from this new pope? First and foremost, Pope Leo XIV is expected to continue the legacy of Pope Francis, under whom he served as prefect of the dicastery for bishops. Appointed by Pope Francis, Prevost played a pivotal role in selecting bishops worldwide who embodied the Franciscan vision: humble, pastoral, close to the people, and committed to the margins of society. It is likely that Pope Leo XIV will carry forward this approach by appointing bishops who prioritize servant leadership and evangelization over status or careerism. His papacy may well be defined by a deep commitment to synodality, listening to the faithful and promoting local decision-making in church life. Another significant expectation is his global and multicultural perspective. Though born in Chicago, Pope Leo XIV spent over 2 decades in Peru as a missionary and bishop. This unique cross-cultural background enables him to understand and represent both the global North and South. In an increasingly globalized church, this may translate to greater inclusion of voices from Africa, Asia, and Latin America in key decision-making bodies. We may see a papacy that amplifies the concerns of the marginalized and oppressed, particularly in regions where the church continues to grow. In terms of church reform, Pope Leo XIV is likely to continue the institutional changes initiated by Pope Francis. These include a focus on transparency in church governance, greater accountability for bishops, and the fight against clerical abuse. As someone who has been close to the mechanisms of episcopal appointment, he may prioritize moral integrity and pastoral suitability in church leadership. This could help restore trust in the church hierarchy, especially in areas where scandals have eroded credibility. Theologically, Pope Leo XIV is not expected to introduce radical changes, but rather to consolidate and deepen the reforms already in motion. His background as an Augustinian priest suggests a foundation in community, humility, and the search for truth. His teachings may emphasize a balanced approach, upholding core doctrines while fostering mercy, dialogue, and pastoral flexibility. He is likely to continue promoting inclusion without compromising essential Catholic beliefs. On the world stage, Pope Leo XIV could become a powerful voice for peace, justice, and ecological responsibility. Following the footsteps of his predecessor, he is expected to be vocal on climate change, economic inequality, and the plight of migrants and refugees. Given his missionary experience in Peru, he may speak strongly on issues affecting indigenous peoples and the environment, particularly in the Amazon region. His voice could influence global conversations about sustainable development and human dignity. Pope Leo XIV's style of leadership is anticipated to be pastoral, approachable, and humble. He is not a media celebrity like John Paul II, nor a renowned theologian like Benedict XVI. Instead, he is seen as a servant leader, more likely to walk with the people than to speak from above. His first blessing and words as Pope reflected this tone of peace and unity. We can expect a pontificate that values presence over performance, accompaniment over authority. Internally, he will face major challenges: the continued decline of church attendance in the West, ongoing tensions between conservatives and progressives within the church, and the urgent need to inspire the younger generation. Pope Leo XIV may seek to bridge divides by fostering dialogue and spiritual renewal rather than enforcing uniformity. His ability to listen and bring people together will be essential. He may also expand the role of women in church life, though not likely through ordination. We can anticipate an increase in the appointment of women to Vatican positions and synodal roles. His pastoral sensitivity and respect for lay voices may encourage a more collaborative church, one that listens more to the sensus fidelium, the sense of the faithful. In conclusion, Pope Leo XIV begins his papacy at a critical moment in both church and world history. With war, climate crises, and cultural polarization defining our era, the church needs a leader who is both strong and compassionate, visionary and grounded. Pope Leo XIV appears to be that kind of leader. Drawing from a life shaped by missionary service, deep spirituality, and institutional experience, he has the potential to be a unifier, a reformer, and a shepherd for a new generation. The world looks to him not just for doctrine, but for moral clarity, hope, and healing. If his first steps as Pope are any indication, we can expect a papacy of listening, bridge building, and gentle but firm guidance. Whether addressing global injustices or reforming internal church structures, Pope Leo XIV is poised to lead with the heart of a pastor and the vision of a missionary, a true pope for the present and the future.